As we celebrate the feast of Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal every November 27, I want to bring you to Paris and France to a favorite spot which I call home. And that is the Shrine of Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal on Rue du Bac Street, which is right in the heart of Paris. For this vlog, I won't get into too much detail about the story of this amazing Marian shrine and apparition. But if you want to know more, you can check out my channel here and learn more about the Miraculous Medal in my earlier vlogs. What I'm focusing for today's vlog, however, is very closely linked with the Miraculous Medal. And the setting of our story isn't in France, but in Italy. Now I know what you're thinking. Why am I taking you to Paris when our setting is in Italy? The reason that I'm taking you here to Paris is first to give you a brief overview of what transpired here in the year 1830.
Hello everyone, so I'm here now in front of the Rue du Bac Chapel. It's actually a very famous address, 140 Rue du Bac. And this is the address of the Daughters of Charity, which was founded by Saint Vincent de Paul. The chapel, the convent, and the street is situated in an expensive neighborhood here in Paris. It is actually in the heart of Paris as well. Very expensive neighborhood over there. But it just really made me think, this is a hidden street in Paris. But this is where the Blessed Mother combated modernism. This is the first of the modern Marian apparitions. Okay, so she appeared here first on July 1830 and then November of the same year, July and November of 1830.
Our story really begins in the year 1830 in the mother house of the Daughters of Charity of Saint Vincent de Paul, where the Blessed Mother appeared to a young novice named Sister Catherine Labouré. Our Lady asked that a medal be created in the form of the vision she showed Sister Catherine, which featured Mary standing on a globe with rays of light streaming from her hands. Mary promised that those who wear this medal with faith, especially around the neck, will receive great graces, and that she would shed these graces upon all who ask for them. The rays of light symbolized the graces and blessings she wished to bestow. The first medals were struck in 1832. They were initially called the Medal of the Immaculate Conception. But soon enough, people began calling it the Miraculous Medal due to the many reports of miraculous healings and conversions associated with it. The medal is not a magical or lucky charm, but a reminder of Mary's love and a tool for receiving God's grace through her powerful intercession when worn with faith and trust. The reverse side of the medal features the letter M surmounted by a cross, and the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary. I now take you to the bustling eternal city of Rome, where our main story takes place. Rome is a city considered as an open-air museum and the seat of Catholicism. In the Piazza di Spagna, one of Rome's finest districts and tourist attractions, there is the Baroque church of Sant'Andrea del Fratte. To an average person, there is nothing spectacular about this church. And while indeed beautiful, if one doesn't know the profound relevance that occurred inside here, it is just another church in beautiful Rome. Around this time, the Miraculous Medal's fame had already spread, but its popularity remained largely within France. But in 1842, something fascinating occurred which brought the attention to the Miraculous Medal in the secular world, resulting in Rome's officially recognizing the medal once again. This event centered on a 28-year-old man named Alphonse Ratisbonne, a wealthy Jewish lawyer and banker who possessed a strong hatred toward Catholicism, especially since his older brother left Judaism to become a Catholic priest. Alphonse became engaged to a young Jewish aristocrat and decided to take a trip to Malta before tying the knot. He left Strasbourg on November 17, 1841, and arrived in Naples that December. He spent time socializing with his Jewish friends, but for some unknown reason, the ship that Alphonse planned to sail home on kept holding off its departure. And so, he decided upon another route through Palermo, but by mistake, He showed up to the Rome window of the ticket office. Alphonse had never wanted to step foot in Rome because of his hatred for Christianity. Irritated because of the constant delays and now this mistake, he was forced to book his trip to Rome and send word to his friends to expect him back in Naples on January 20. As Providence would have it, Alphonse arrived in Rome on January 6. He checked into his hotel and bumped into an old friend. His friend, Gustave Bussier, introduced Alphonse to his brother, Baron Bussier, who happened to be a recent convert to Catholicism. While in Rome, Alphonse was a typical tourist and checked out the sights, which ended up disgusting him since he loathed the church. He quickly booked a trip out of Rome. Before leaving, however, he paid a short visit to his friend's home. When arriving at Baron Bussier's home, the doorman instinctively showed him in. When the Baron learned that Alphonse was about to leave Rome, being an enthusiastic new convert, he let loose a last-ditch effort to try to save Alphonse's soul. That was the last straw, and Alphonse refused to put up with it. He was filled with rage and hostility and began to bash Catholics, blaming them for the mistreatment of the Jews. The Baron then pulled out a Miraculous Medal and simply challenged Alphonse to wear the medal and pray the Memorare. It couldn't hurt, right? Strangely enough, Alphonse went along with the challenge and even permitted Baron's young daughters to place the blessed medal around his neck. Because Alphonse didn't know the prayer, the Baron gave him his and asked that Alphonse copy it and return the original to the Baron, even though the Baron knew the prayer by heart. Alphonse copied the prayer, and as he did so, the words stayed with him. He couldn't get them out of his head. He later said it was like an opera song that gets stuck in your head and you begin singing it over and over in your mind. While out one evening on a dinner, the Baron saw his old friend, the Comte de la Ferronnays, and decided to tell him about recently giving the medal to Alphonse Ratisbon, and his friend promised to pray for his conversion. The Comte then went to the Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore with his wife to pray his Memorares. After praying more than 20 and entrusting the situation to the Blessed Mother, he then went home. Shortly after arriving at his home, he had a heart attack and passed away. Then one night in a dream, Alphonse saw a vision of a cross without a corpus, which disturbed him to the core of his being. The next day, however, Alphonse tried to forget about this dream and set out to finish bidding farewell to his friends and happened to cross paths with Baron Bussier as he went on his way to the church of Sant'Andrea del Fratte to make funeral arrangements for the Comte who passed away. He told Alphonse that Ferronnays had prayed for him, which compelled Alphonse to accompany Baron to the church. Instead of just waiting in the carriage as Baron suggested, Alphonse, who was bored, went into the church to look around at the architecture, while Baron took care of business in the sacristy. Suddenly, a large, aggressive-looking black dog appeared in the church, right in front of Alphonse, blocking the way in front of him. Then, unexpectedly, the dog disappeared. Immediately, a surge of resplendent light emanated from the side chapel of the Guardian Angels, which was to the left of the nave. When Alphonse looked up, his eyes met the compassionate eyes of the Blessed Mother, who was in the exact same pose as on her Miraculous Medal. Her arms were outstretched, her hands pointed down, and brilliant rays of grace streamed from them. He could only look at the blinding beauty of her eyes for a minute at most. He then focused on her hands. No words passed Mary's lips. None were necessary. Alphonse would later testify that he had understood all. He fell to his knees, and the Baron found him there when he came out of the sacristy. As the Baron helped him up, Alphonse, who was breaking down in tears, quietly said, "Oh, how the gentleman had prayed for me." After all that excitement, Alphonse practically floated back to his hotel, where he immediately sent for a priest and begged to be baptized. Later that night, he felt compelled to keep vigil by the Comte de la Ferronne's body at the church. Then, after attending the funeral, Alphonse began a 10-day retreat run by the Jesuits. He then remained in Rome and studied the Catholic faith with a priest. One man's journey into the church is never exclusively his own. For everyone's life, for better or worse, has to have some sort of ripple effect on others. Alphonse's conversion was of international significance since he was known far and wide within diplomatic and financial circles for his hatred of the church. Alphonse received the 3 sacraments of initiation into the church, which are the sacraments of baptism, confirmation, and the Holy Eucharist, from Cardinal Patrizzi at the Church of the Gesù. The grand ceremony was well attended. News of Alphonse Ratisbonne's miraculous conversion from Judaism to Catholicism reverberated all around Rome and then throughout Europe. Until this time, the Miraculous Medal was only approved by the Archbishop of Paris. But when word got out about Ratisbonne's miraculous change of heart and the alleged involvement of the Miraculous Medal, Rome instituted an official inquiry into his conversion. Cardinal Patrizzi officiated the 25 sessions that took place between February 17 and June 3, 1842. The Church rendered her decision. The court fully recognized the signal miracle wrought by God through the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary in the spontaneous and complete conversion of Marie Alphonse Ratisbonne from Judaism to Catholicism. Alphonse made several attempts to speak with the visionary, Sister Catherine Labouré, who had been given the task of propagating the Miraculous Medal, but was told that the sister insisted upon being unknown. The man who hated the church with a passion went on to spend 10 years with the Jesuits, studying for the priesthood. He asked to go to China to evangelize, but was turned down repeatedly. Believing he was meant to be an apostle, Alphonse joined his brother Theodore, who had founded the Congregation of Our Lady of Zion, in order to evangelize the Jews. Alphonse spent over 30 years in the Holy Land, passionately evangelizing his own people. Years later, a young seminarian from Poland named Maximilian Kolbe would hear this story, and moved by Ratisbonne's conversion, would celebrate his first Mass in the Chapel of the Apparition in Rome. He would die as a martyr in Auschwitz and would be canonized as Saint Maximilian Kolbe. To this day, many miracles still occur within the chapel of Our Lady of the Miracle in Sant'Andrea del Fratte. This is evident by the votive offerings left by people on the altar where Mary had stood since 1842. So I am here right now in the chapel of Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal. I have to talk in a very low voice because everyone is praying right now. What is very beautiful about this chapel is that it never runs out of people who come in and out here to pray throughout the day when it's open. So it's open from, I believe, 7:45 until 12, and then 1 to 7 or 1 to 7 in the evening. So during the times that it's open, people always flood here all the time. And that is in due part because of Mama Mary's request. When Mama Mary appeared here in July of 1830, she told Saint Catherine in particular, "Come to the foot of the altar, and here great graces, big and small, will be shed upon on those who ask them." So Mama Mary really wants us to come here to the foot of the altar, to Jesus, and ask for our needs and even for our wants, right? We know very well that Jesus and Mama Mary, they know our deep desires, our hidden desires, but what they want of us is for us to ask them for it. Because during the apparition, Saint Catherine noticed that the rings on Mary's fingers that were shedding light, not all of them were races falling from the rings in Mary's hands. And Saint Catherine asked the Blessed Mother why this was the case, and Mama Mary said, "It's because people do not ask for these graces,
So today, Mama Mary asks us here in Rudubac to ask for these graces all the time. Remember, in the Bible, it also said that ask and you shall receive. And that's why people come here to ask for these graces. And as you can tell, the walls here are filled with plaques, murals of those who have been cured of diseases, conversions of all sorts. It's a very, very powerful place. I love coming back here. Even when I was in Paris here for the first time, I found myself coming back here all the time, even during this visit. This is like home to me because there's just a presence, a strong presence of Mama Mary here in Rudubac. It's very, very profound. So, stay close to Mama Mary all the time because she wants to give these gifts to us. So you see the statue over there and pointing at Our Lady of the Globe. When she was holding the globe, she told Saint Catherine, this globe represents France and each person in particular. So that each person in particular, she was referring to you and me, right? Not only collectively, but she saw us in this apparition. So she wants you to come here. She wants you to pray and to ask for those graces.
Ratisbonne's experience and conversion inspired other movements and became a powerful testament to the power of the Virgin Mary's intercession, especially through her Miraculous Medal. People still ask to this day why God had chosen this particular man to be the recipient of such a grace. The answer is, we do not know for sure. But what is certain is that God doesn't only come to those who are faithful to Him, but He goes and seeks out even those who are farthest away from Him. The Blessed Mother, through her maternal love and gentleness, constantly calls us and deeply cares for our personal needs. As the God of the unexpected, the Lord always surprises us in unpredictable and unconventional ways, often contrary to human expectations or plans. The episode of Alphonse Ratisbon is proof in itself that Mary continues to play an active role in our contemporary society, and her continual desire that each person in particular return to her Son, Jesus. It's a reminder that Mother Mary is always ready to listen, to ease our suffering, to comfort us when we mourn, to heal our souls and bodies, and to rescue us in times of trial. The Blessed Mother wants to be our companion, our friend, and our guide. However, all of these things require reciprocation on our part. As we celebrate the feast of Our Lady, let us wear the Miraculous Medal today out of love for the Blessed Mother. For more similar content, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button on Anton on the Go. God bless and Ave Maria.